Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Olga. Hi, Christina. How are you?
1 second.
Yeah.
Yes, perfect. Do you hear me?
I can hear you good. Christina.
Hello.
Hello, Christina. 1 second.
Yeah. You just wait for
Yes,
Bozena
perfect.
and then
Do you hear me?
I can hear you good.
Hello. Oh, happy to see you all.
Hi, Christina. Yeah. You just wait for Bozena and then
Do you hear me?
I can hear you good.
Oh, happy to see you all.
Hi, Christina. Yeah. Just wait for Bozena. All right, so there is like a little bit problem in the sound, so I will handle the mics of everyone once we will be starting. All right, so there is like a little bit problem in the sound, so I will handle the mics of everyone once we will be starting. All right, so there is like a little bit problem in the sound, so I will handle the mics.
Окей. Кристина, ты меня слышишь?
Слышу.
Я тебе хотела позвонить, и почему-то у меня второй раз повторяется то же самое, что каждый говорит. У тебя тоже так?
Да, то же самое.
То же самое?
Okay.
Окей.
Better now, right?
We should wait for a second, I think, because for me it was like one part and after it
Yes.
repeats. Yes.
No, for me, just it seems it's all right.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Great. Okay, so we will wait for Bozena. I think she will be in few minutes here, but I will start by introducing you, Christina and Olga. So first, thank you for accepting to be live with me today. Basically, what I wanted to talk with you is the situation of Paris 1 week after the ease of the lockdown following the COVID-19 pandemic. After there is like some question that I would like to ask you regarding Fashion Week. Hi, Bozena, she's with us.
Hi.
Hi.
For us.
Okay.
Okay.
Today we have this video. Khaled, hello.
Yeah. I can see you. The three of you. Thank you for being there. Also, Bozena. So as I was telling Christina and Olga, but also all the attendees that are with us today, I wanted to discuss with you on the situation of Paris 1 week after the ease of the lockdown following the COVID-19 pandemic, to see a little bit with you as a fashion professionals how you live the pandemic on your side, because you are directly in Paris, how it affects your activity and so on. But I wanted also to ask you some question about Paris Fashion Week and see what are the news that you have from Paris Fashion Week, if it's still going to be held or not, etc. So I will start by introducing each of you, but I will let you also some minutes to tell to our guests what you do and who you are. So I will start with Bozena Janissiv. So I hope I tell correctly your name. So you are the founder of Charme de la Mode agency that is based in Paris. So it's a model agency. We had the occasion to work with you on our several fashion shows during Paris Fashion Week. We are working also on several other projects, but I will let you discuss about it. So our second guest is Christina Valerie Henningstad. So you are the founder of Catwalk Shows. You are also a professional fashion photographer that cover Paris Fashion Week, but I suppose also the other Big Four Fashion Week in Milan, UK, and so on. And finally, we have with us Olga Gasnier, who is the creative director of Catwalk Shows and also a professional photographer during Paris Fashion Week. So I invite you to to all our guests to see your Instagram. We have posted it on our account as well, so they can see a little bit and familiarize themselves with what you do. So thank you again to be with us. So the subject of today, it's the situation 1 week after the end of the lockdown by the French authorities. So I want to know from your side, how is it going 1 week after? Is it like coming back to normal, or should I say the new normal? So Bozena, I will start with you. How is it going in Paris now?
Listen, for us, it's maybe not bad because during the confinement already we worked a little bit because like everybody, our partners that we work with from Milano, from Paris, also from another countries, they all the time are in the contact and they just waited for the moment that we can really start the work normally. So January right now, during this week, we started to work in Paris. Yesterday we had 2 photo shootings because I see that photographers started already make some photo shootings. And for example, I discovered exactly like this week that some hotels are open and we can work really in hotels for the lookbooks, etc., etc. And what more, very good news it is that already some partners from Milano, from Spain, from London, they started to call it us from the Monday and to ask already about the models for the projects. We work with Stradivarius, for example, in Spain very often, and I see that they asked already us about the models for the next lookbooks. Everybody is waiting just right now for the possibility to travel, because you know that flights are not open, and what we can do right now just to propose the girls and boys that are based in Paris, because it's on the place. If the job is here, for Milano, good news it is that they will be open from the June. I think it was like yesterday new information. They will start the flights. To be honest, Poland and Ukraine, from where we have the models, they are closed for the moment, and it looks like Polish flights will start from June also. So we just really are like ready for to work. The projects are ready also, and we are waiting just when the countries say, okay, you can travel, you can do your job. So it looks not bad really, but also just the information, official information from the government, they are very important for us for the moment.
Okay, thank you, Bozena. So Olga, on your side, as a fashion photographer, how is it going? Can you tell us a little bit more about what you do, what the Catwalk Show is about?
Yes, of course. With Christina, we met during Paris Fashion Week, and we decided directly to work together because we have completely different visions. Because, for example, from my side, I cover backstage, atmosphere photographers, portraits. For every event, we have certain plan, because yes, you know that fashion show is quite a hectic event, but it has its scenario. So we know how to cover it with all the details. We also propose the service of editorial for fashion designer during the fashion show. So we are a good team who who adores Fashion Week, who adores fashion show, and we want so much that the life comes back to normal. And now, as far as we know that it became digital, we also have services of covering lookbooks, like a digital representing of designer during Fashion Week. And we also collaborate with illustrator, motion designers to make it more creative. So for us, it's very interesting time for changes. Yes, we hope that it will be real like it was before, but we are very flexible for now for changes. So that's how Catwalk shows now work.
All right, thank you, Olga. So Christina, can you tell us a little bit about you and maybe continue what Olga just said before?
Yes, I think this Olga already have covered almost everything what we are doing. So I just what I'm happy that we got few more photographers on our board, and they're professional, they are energetic, they are just like we are crazy about Fashion Week, about fashion, and we just it's good news. That's what you value. It is a good team. And
sorry, Christina.
Yes, and we're happy that this lockdown period is over, and we just waiting for the new projects. And
Yeah. Here in Jakarta, we are still in lockdown. So they tell us until the 6th of June. So we are still waiting to be freed, let's say. Okay, so thank you for the three of you. So now I wanted to see on your side how this pandemic has affected your activity. I mean, maybe for photographer and for Olga and Christina, it might be a little bit different because designers and brands, they need a lot of content and digital contents to put on their platform. But I wanted to know how this pandemic has affected you in good or bad. So Christina, how it was affecting your
yeah,
activity?
I won't make a secret. It's this pandemic is really made a negative effect on my business because we couldn't work at all. It just was everything is closed. You cannot this social distancing, so it was. But even in during this period, I tried to spend this time wisely and productive. So could make some networking, finishing projects, make new goals, make new plans, and I hope for these clients that we couldn't work together during this Consulate Fashion Week will become back, and we soon can just go in action again. I miss my job, I love it, and we just stay positive. And actually this digitalization also give for us some new opportunities, new changes, new knowledge, and maybe it's not so
Okay.
bad in a way because it's with digital you can show these designs for more people. But
Okay, Bozena, on your side, thank you, Christina, for your insight. Bozena, on your side, as a models representative, how this pandemic has affected your activity?
You know, to be honest, in the beginning we were very, very disappointed about the situation because you know all contracts that we planned, they just were cancelled and that's all. But finally, I can say that April, January, maybe but it's good for us. That April, January is for us much more calm for contracts. I mean the contracts foreign like Milano. China, Japan, Korea, etc. Because it's like time for to prepare new models for the traveling. Also, we call this time like scouting because bookers from foreign agency, they come to Poland, to Ukraine to see models. I can say that generally this time we are in Poland, in Ukraine. We invite our guests, scouts from all over the world, and we prepare new contracts. So it was exactly this time. So what we did really, we started to prepare packages with composite cards with Polaroids video of models, and we sent online. That's true that everybody feels maybe not good because we are not sure what will happen, etc. Special models, everybody was very disappointed because you know for girls it's only one possibility to work, to travel, to develop, etc., etc. But it was really not for the moment. It's not really so long time. It's not 6 months. It's not 1 year. It's only 1 month half. So we just asked girls not to eat too much, to eat very healthy, to practice all the time fitness, etc., to stay in good body shape. And when I see that also our partners right now call us and they start to contact they try to find a solution how we can work right now in this situation. It looks like really not bad, and if everything will be fine, maybe from the middle of June, beginning of July, we will start our work. Of course, we are very disappointed about the Paris Fashion Week that it's cancelled for the moment in July, because for us it's really like the main time when we can work, when we can push our models for the catwalks, for the lookbooks, etc., etc., etc. But let's see, we should accept that for the moment and to try to discover maybe new way to work. Also what Christina said, that like for photographers is very, very difficult right now, but also I don't know if girls had also the experience like that. I saw like not long time ago small live with Ania Rubik, the Polish top model, and she said very interesting thing, and I didn't expect that some photographers make photo shooting by Skype and like by that was very interesting. I how it works and it's possible, because it's totally different style of job. But for these some big models, like top models, they found solution, and they sent clients sent the products to the models, and they took the photos at home sometimes. Yeah, that was very, very interesting. Maybe it's like future of for the future of the fashion of the lookbooks also in the future. We will see. But it was really very interesting what she said.
Okay, thank you, Bozena. So Olga, maybe you have like something to say about what Bozena just said about the online and Skype photo shooting. So are you doing that also on your side?
Yes, I'm doing that. I caught the trend that started by, I think, Alicia Albi, who created first fashion photo shoot with the model. And we were doing a photo shoot with Olga Ferrara and different brands from Flying Solo showroom. And it was very nice because me, I'm in Paris, Olga is in New York, and the magazine that published it, it was in LA. So the physical borders are closed, but communication, emotions are never going to stop. So it's very, very cool. Yes, another thing with delivery, because I have a home photo studio and I'm able to take photographs of the product at home. So it works like this too. And the Gucci campaign that was taken by the models, yes, as Bozena said. So the pandemic affected, of course, us, but creatives are still creative, and we try to find another ways of communicating, of creating projects. Another thing with Illustrator. So yesterday and 2 days ago, I had 2 editorials already. So the borders of creativity, yes, are still with us. So we tried to make an editorial with Illustrator. So we will send the photographs and she will create something additional. It's also cool because before we didn't communicate a lot between the spheres. Yes, like photographer, model, but not photographer and another visual artist. And now brands support a lot. You know that Alexander McQueen has a project, McQueen Creators, and he promotes photographers who are doing pictures from home. So it's an amazing time for digital communicating. It's just, yes, it's very, very nice.
So there can be opportunities out of this pandemic. So there is like new ways to think.
Yes, yes. Before I worked also in advertising, and it's like creativity in the box, because you have technical orders, you have something to do, but in this box you can create something new. And that's why you try to think with whom we can collaborate, how we can represent this. And it's amazing, it's amazing. Yes, we are in a very bad situation. Yes, pandemic is horrible, but people try to stay positive, to stay creative, and that's how it works for us photographers.
And Bozena, just before you said that the Fashion Week Couture and Men's were cancelled in June, but I saw that it's going to be digital. So can it be this digitalization also an opportunity for you?
Let's see. For the moment, we are waiting also for the information from the clients, what they will need exactly, and in which style they would like to work with us, like a models. That's very interesting for us, because to be honest, for the moment, we had not too much experience like that. Generally, we send girls, they're on the place, they go on the catwalk, they are placed somewhere for lookbooks, and of course, they are doing the showrooms and they work on the place where designer is based. So to be honest, I don't know how it will work really. The problem can be just with one thing, because generally all our models are right now at home, because when the problem started, we decided to take everybody home. So all Polish girls are in Poland, Ukrainian girls are in Ukraine, Russian girls are in Russian. Some girls stay here all the time, like who is studying here in France, in Paris. So maybe we can try to use these girls, or if not, like say Olga, also maybe we will try to do in this box, right, with online. Let's see how they will do it.
By the way, yes.
Yeah, wait for that of organizers of Fashion Week, and let's see what will be. Because also I spoke with some brands that we worked with, and they expected much more, that maybe in September we will start a real normal job, right? That we can take girls and we can be on the place, maybe also with some restrictions that, for example, during the showroom, it will be not 10 persons on the place, but only 2 with distances of 1 meter, 2 meter between us, etc. But they hope that everything will be fine. For July, that's very interesting for us also. So we are waiting just for some informations, and let's try. Why not? We are open for everything. What will happen?
Hopefully, yeah, Bozena. Christina, on your side, you are in New York, as Olga told us. So now what I wanted to ask you, it's like for you, because New York, you know, they get the pandemic a little bit after Paris. How is it in New York at the moment?
No. It's a little misunderstanding. The model Olga Ferrara, the blogger. Was in
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So
Yeah,
I will
both
ask you a last
Paris.
question then. All right.
Sorry.
No,
So
still
I want
proud to have connection with the London Fashion Week, because we also covering.
Okay. So, what are on your side the solution that we could apply to the industry? Because like many people are asking, you know, for a big reset, for a big change on how the fashion industry works. The Council of Fashion Designers in USA, for example, but also the British Fashion Council that are calling brands to produce only 2 collections per year. So on your side, as a photographer and as a model representative and women entrepreneurs, how do you see the fashion industry evolving, and what solution you would apply to change it?
We just stay very flexible and ready for changes, and we just cannot predict, because half of the fashion professionals are still keen on keeping shows like it was before, the physical, and the another half is, no, it is the fashion era of shows, we know it's the end. Yeah, now everything will go dramatically into digital, and oh, you mean in a 3D? So we just have to keep our hand on pulse and act regarding what clients want, what is demand of this. Just study something more, something how we can adjust our and offer our services in this difficult situation.
Okay. And Olga,
And
on your side, what solution would you apply to bring those changes in the fashion industry?
Yes, I think that pandemic affected the fashion in such way that I've been analyzing social media of big brands, and I found out 5 tendencies. The first is focus on health. So the health, it means not only to be healthy, it's about ecology. It's about ecology of our consumering, about sustainable fashion. So this all is connected, and it's one big trend. That's why, for example, now the idea is to make only 2 collections, not pre-collections and collections between, because, and also I heard that there won't be any discounts anymore. So the fashion will become not fast fashion, but slow fashion. It's, I think, because of health and this problem. And also, I love very much the Vogue cover of Vogue Italy, the white one. And I think it's like real lot of what we think, because a lot of information now, and especially when now we all gone online, we should value what is reasonable for us and what's not. And that's why we should tell stories. We should tell about real stories about real people. So it's the second trend. I think the name is like being unique and be reliable to the consumers. Because, for example, Dior, they make a series of posts about Christian Dior, about his hobbies, about his home. So it's like a history of the brand. Another example is Jacquemus, who made a photo shoot with his grandmother. It's like it was yesterday, I think. So it's like being real, being the person you are, because yes, and now it's very difficult to attract by cliche. you should have something more. The another thing is the solidarity and support. As we now in Zoom, we make FaceTime photo shoot, we made online master classes, we share our experience. I think never before people shared experience so easy, so how to say, so sincere like now. The another trend I think is creativity. So we talked a lot about this, and yeah, that's it. So fashion changes, and the way that we should make our communicative strategy also changed. And I think it's an amazing time because all the values are reasonable. They are not just because someone
Yeah,
decided.
maybe coming back. Yeah, maybe to join a little bit what you say, coming back a little bit to what is essential in our world and when where we are living. So it's also joined the subject of sustainability, inclusivity to make fashion more inclusive of new talents, maybe coming after their fashion school, etc. So now I would like to have your point of view, Bozena, on that. What are your point of view to change the fashion industry? Because some also it's an idea that I've heard wants to put quota on what is produced per year, etc. For you, Bozena, what could we do to change how the fashion industry works in a better way?
You know, Khaled, I spoke during this time with a lot of our friends that are in fashion, designer studies, etc. What they say, what everybody repeats, that right now it's a little too much collection, and it was not time for this creativity. That designers are really pushed all the time to create new one, because we have pre-collection, after we have collection, after we have cruise again, show, and such. It's a little too much. Yeah. The same is with customers. Customers are everybody's are also something new. We have a lot of brands from all over the world, and we are just pushed to buy. What happened after? That's all. That the quality, maybe it's not really that what we need, right? So the brands develops, the brands try to be fast, but they lost a little the quality and creativity also. I saw last time the small interview with Jacquemus, French designer. For after the confinement, he thinking he will come back to the fashion. He thinking maybe he will do something other. Maybe he will, perhaps he will not, will do again the bags and shoes. Maybe he will start to create much more in a design, in our flats, apartments, restaurants, etc. Because this creativity can be used in another one way also, right? So I think what really designers will do, that the quality or the quantity of this old collection maybe will be just less, because I think we need it also. And we need to push for quality much more. And have said Olga also, we need to think about this eco, because we see that these old problems, they happen because we are not taking care about what happened around in the nature, etc. So maybe we really, the designers need to concentrate right now much more for to be eco on the quality also, and this exclusivity, and to find also a little bit background from where they are, because sometimes when we see a collection, you are not sure already if it's Christian Dior, Chanel, etc. So maybe we just need to coming back and to find that background from where we are, this history, and to coming back with that's all to make it better.
Okay. So the second topic that I want to discuss with you, it's about the fashion week and the fashion shows. How do you see fashion shows evolving after this pandemic? Because many are calling for an all digital fashion, which is a little bit, I think, complicated, because fashion itself, it's about communication, exchange with people, etc. How do you think fashion weeks and fashion show are going to evolve in the future, Bozena?
You know, everybody hopes that everything will come back on the place, and we can try to work generally normally. But last show of Gucci, I think it was without already public. Maybe it's solution already. Maybe it's solution also if really designers will be agree for to do the shows without public, maybe it's also a chance to see collection not only by chosen persons that are invited for the show at first moment, right? At first step, but also for a little much more like live shows that started already before confinement. Some brands already started to show collection not only for this chosen person, but also they did also live, and they show it all over the world already. Collection, what they can show on the catwalk. So maybe I think that a lot of designers at first moment they can use the same style of shows. One thing for us positive it is that for sure brands need models. They need model for a lookbook, they need model for the catwalk, but also I saw last Moscow Fashion Week they started to use a little bit like digital how it calls created models by
Or like kind of avatars by technology, right?
post-production a little bit, like that are really not models but just post-production persons created on the computer. By the way, all the time I repeat that special for us for showrooms, buyers when they buy the collection they need to see how it looks on the normal person, because to see how it can be good or not, it's one thing, and something another one it is when you try this dress, this trousers, etc., and you can check how it looks. So showrooms I can be sure that it will work for us. Lookbooks I think also. Catwalk, here's really place for creativity. Let's see.
Okay.
It's interesting.
So Olga, what do you think about this subject of digitalization of the Fashion Week? Do you think the Fashion Week is going to be 100% digital, or maybe like 50% physical, 50% digital? How do you see fashion weeks and fashion shows evolving in the future?
So now everything is changing so fast, so that very complicated to predict something for sure. But I see two big trends. First is digital, because for example, we take photography. We have photography that is over photoshopped with that made with collages that you can't see, like a compiled image, and the another is vintage photos by phone. So it's two different realities, and brand, as I see, are separated too. For example, Jacquemus is for the life experience, and Valentino, for example, they try to make a digital photo shoot with a little painted models. So it's two different ways. But the one thing that I want to tell you is that nothing will replace the personal experience, because, for example, now we know that we receive 90% of invitations just by email, but nothing can be compared by the paper invitation where the name is written. So the person took time to write it, to send it, and you receive, and it's a personal contact. It's something that we can't, we are human, so we can't replace it by any digital means. Yes, that's what I want to say, that in the future, I think that we will have a variety of shows, but they are all about human and all for human. And the other thing is augmented reality. So probably when the technologies will be on such level that everyone can afford buying the system of augmented reality, we can measure our body and put the glasses or something to see how this dress will look on you. But it's not a thing to talk about in September, I think. Yes.
Okay, and you, Christina, how do you see fashion shows evolving?
It will be really pity if physical shows will be gone, because I agree with Olga. This is already, it is special culture about this. It is people getting prepared. It is this front row. It is traditions, this long time tradition that some designers and some they want to preserve at any price. But also that people think that maybe to keep this social distance, show will go from the close buildings to the fields like Jacmel, or there are some places where you can have people really keep on the distance to avoid this. But really, really, we have to be ready for work to make it digital, because not everyone can afford. And some designers in some show events like this fashion division, maybe they will be the one who will preserve a real show, real physical shows.
Yeah, we are
Because
thinking already about like some solution we can like to renew ourselves also. But yeah, we find it too bad because we find that fashion shows, yeah, it's what represents the essence même of fashion for us. Like meeting new people, discussing with the photographer, journalist, buyers,
yes,
etc. But yeah, I think the digitalization is going to be something that we all need to see forward and go through it. Uh,
yes, exactly.
okay, and regarding the sustainability, the sustainable part of fashion, like more respectful of our environment, of our planet, less polluting, etc. What is your point of view on that, Christina?
It is maybe also will be this to avoid this extra traveling, extra expenses. Maybe like this Belgian fashion designer Dries van Noten, his offer just unite this fashion men's, haute couture, and pret-a-porter in one fashion week. There was also offer to make fashion weeks in different capitals, each of them, not so this all to avoid this extra pollution, extra travels,
Yeah.
extra expenses. So just this also can happen.
Mm.
But
I heard that idea of doing a fashion week every season in another
yes.
city, but
Mm.
don't you think that Paris will lose its status of fashion capital city of the world if it happens?
No, it is also that New York also say they are the capital, and that Milan also not agree that the Paris only the capital of
Okay.
this. So it is a little competition between this, and maybe it also will be the way to check how we see the changes, and
Yeah.
yes, and maybe it is also will be it's shows will be not pre-collections and shows it just maybe will be shown collections you put directly to the sale. And because the designers also complain that because of this they lose, they just get quickly copied and they lose profit because people prefer to buy copies
Yeah,
instead
they want
of
also to revert the season like fall winter maybe in September
yes,
and
they just want to unlink it actually, that to make designers flexible what they want to show, current collection or future collection. So they don't
okay.
make it more easy for people.
Yes. And you, Olga, what do you think about this sustainability idea and how fashion can be like more sustainable, more protective of our planet?
I support it completely. And again, these rules, they make people being more creative. For example, one of my friends who is a designer, she created a new collection with not sustainable but ecological leather made from plants. I will not tell the secret of which one because it's not my business, but it's amazing how we can find new products of which we can make these clothes. The idea of not destroying our planet to produce more is very reasonable, and I support it with both hands.
All right. Bozena, maybe you can give us your overview on sustainability in fashion industry, because before Christina told us about less traveling, etc. What do you think about sustainability?
Here it's like here is we have two situations, because in one way, for big designers, I think it's not important where they will do the catwalks, where they will organize the shows, because they have budget for that and they can do what they want, right? Here I think much more about the smaller designers, designers that develop only. For them, like we can say designers from Poland, from Ukraine, from Indonesia, from China, for them it's a little bit dream to come to United States, to New York, to come to Paris to show collection. It's dream, because how you say before that we are human and we want this personal contact also. That's very important for them to be in this Paris. What they do when they come here, they make pictures everywhere because they want to see a collection in Paris, because that's really something, right? So in one way, I'm totally agree that really we need to cut a little bit this traveling, because it's right now too much, and we have everywhere this fashion weeks, etc., etc. Maybe we need to try really to push much more quality of this all our fashion weeks. But in another one way, I see that for smaller designers, this solution maybe it will be really not so good. Perhaps for buyers, I can say that if really organizers of fashion weeks, they will decide that we will have, for example, Pret-a-Porter in New York and Haute Couture in Paris, we can have it twice per year. Maybe it will be better for buyers, because they will not travel from all over the world, in United States, in London, in Milano, in Paris. They will not spend too much time, too much money effort to travel everywhere. They will have everything in one place. For them, for really, it will be the best solution. To think about eco, about the nature, it's very, very important. But also, you know what, one thing, what I observed during this last week, that, for example, shops, how is the behavior of the people during the confinement? We are everybody close, we don't buy nothing, we don't need haute couture, we don't need super bags, because we are at home, we don't use it, we don't show it outside. But everything is open right now in Paris, like Louis Vuitton is open and other brands are open, and I see how much people are everywhere. Everybody is coming back. And yesterday I saw like interview in newspaper here. One woman said, finally I have possibility to spend my money. So the people, I think, want to coming back to the normal life. So and it happened very fast. We don't need to wait right now 2 months that everything is coming back, the people are coming back to the shops, etc. But it's everything in one day. Today it's open, so we go. We want to spend our money. We want to buy something.
It's what happened in China as well. Like after the lockdown was eased in China too, they directly went to luxury brands to buy as well, like luxury, because maybe they were happy to don't be locked down anymore. Okay, so regarding the Paris Fashion Week, do you think in September Paris Fashion Week is going to be held? Because we hear also some information. Well, after, as Olga said previously, we have a lot of information, so we really need to curate which information are relevant, which information are not. But some information are talking about a second wave in September. So do you think September Paris Fashion Week is going to happen, or do you think it's going to be also canceled as the previous couture and men's?
It looks like
Olga, yeah.
It looks like it will be held, because yes, as Bozena said, now it happens in one day. When you say that Fashion Week is going to be, the model agencies, the photographers, everyone, like, thank you to information, thank you for spreading this information. It will be done very fast, and I'm sure that designers also, after this lockdown, they would like to show what they did during this period, because we will be very happy to see their collections. It's for the attending Fashion Week, it's the most important thing is the possibility I value it very much when you can see the collection, because you can see it with your eyes. You can look it in the details. It's
You can touch
precious.
it as well. Yeah, touch the material, the fabrics that
You
have
can
been
touch, yes, yes, yes. And I think for designers, it's also super important to present the collection. You see how it moves, how it fits on the model, how it's the art, and we can't reduce this possibility to show the art products.
Okay, and Christina, do you have like some information about either the Fashion Week is going to happen?
Unfortunately, I don't have exact information, but I also don't have any official about cancellation. So if there are borders will be open, I think it will be held. It's because some designers already during this lockdown, they have created new collection, using all this new trends, pandemic, and this covering, protective, and some opposite, some so cheerful. And let's hope, because it would be very pity. But also, if there's official Fashion Week will cancel, but the borders will be open, some event producers, they ready to just work individually, separately, just to to help in designers to come in Paris to show. It will be interest still, like just because there are a lot of to show, a lot of to say, and people are hungry for the new shows, for the new atmosphere. And but still let's stay positive, cross our fingers that we'll see Fashion Week.
I think, yeah, it's really important to stay positive in those kind of crazy situation we are facing. So yeah, so it can be also a lot of opportunities that can arise from this pandemic, as I think all three of you have shared with us today. But we still have like 15 minutes in our webinar, so I wanted to ask each of you, maybe if you have like advice for fashion designers, fashion entrepreneurs willing to consider a career in the fashion industry, on what to do to succeed in this ultra competitive industry. So I will start maybe with you, Christina. What would be your advice to newcomers in the fashion industry?
Maybe just as it usually was, to take a risk, maybe to showcase your new collections, stay productive, stay positive, don't give up, and try to use all possible opportunities to go on. And because life is gone, and we have to be positive. This, and let's hope. Then.
Exactly. And what do you think? What they should consider to, for example, to make the presentation and to market their product? What they should focus on? The design, the authenticity, the sustainability. What is the most important thing?
I think first of all, they should produce maybe get spread the collection, that not only for standard models, because this new trend body positive, maybe they also have to get some, don't be scared to show that on standard models, on standard women, on standard men, just with normal bodies, maybe it's also will be trends that will have a future. And because some is really okay, it's nice, it's artful, but I cannot wear it. It's for me, it's just as go to museum. And just maybe this should be taken under consideration more. And also creativity, of course. So just because nobody wants to see slightly copies of each other or old collection of other designers.
Yeah, sure. And you, Olga, what would be your advice to newcomers in the industry, for example, new photographer or new designer willing to showcase their collection? What they should focus on?
First of all, I think it's not a new idea because I think all designers express themselves, but it's the time to show the personality, to show the background, to show the to tell the story in a visual way and in verbal way also. The other thing is to focus on online commerce, because I heard the idea that shops will be used like an open space to show the collection, and shop assistants will also make Instagram or other social media content to show their customers what they have, and customers will also go there to the shops to try, but they will purchase online. That's what I also heard. So to focus on logistics of delivery of their products and online commerce. And yes, now it's very difficult because you should create, I don't know, by the way, I would like to hear your opinion too. What's more relevant now is to make a lot of content because the time is changing. Like, for example, the brands now, during pandemic, I also noticed that some brands continued to follow their marketing plan and to post just pictures of their products, everything they planned before. And some changed very fast. So they have to produce another content, another contests for their audience. And also we should connect with audience, we should speak with audience. That's also important. And for the content, how do you think it's better to make one very creative, very thoughtful collection of content, or to produce as much as possible, but because it doesn't
I think we should like reduce what we produce in the fashion, also in terms of visual, because visual is what makes you buy and what makes you want to buy. If there is a lot of things, of course, the production needs to follow as well. So I think we need to limit to like maybe more qualitative visuals, maybe from photographer, models, etc. Another point I think is really important for young fashion entrepreneurs and designers willing to join the fashion industry, to consider sustainability and to produce products that are socially inclusive, equitable in terms of sharing profit with the workers, etc. Because what I notice, it's like the first to be impacted also by this crisis are the workers in Bangladesh or in India that produce for Zara, Mango, etc. So I think they should also consider this ethical part in the way they approach the industry. After, yeah, come back to the essential. I think not post too much, but really find their own identity and to stick with their own identity and to make something in function of who they are. Like because I saw also a quote last time that less is better. So maybe yeah, less is better. We can focus more on quality than quantity. So this is my point of view. After Bozena, maybe you have like some insight to share with young people willing to join the industry.
You know, I think yes, because we also work with a lot of young designers, and what I consider all the time is to make sure that they are ready with strategy to push international market. Very open young designers. They really are very creative, and they develop the collection, but they don't know how to sell it. So I think right now we have a little more time to think also how to sell, because the target is not only to create but also to sell. So they need to think about the e-commerce, like say Olga. They need to think about a lot of new possibilities that are around to sell, because really that's target. Because target is not to spend money and to make collection, but sell and to find new clients and new customers. So the strategy, I think, is the most important. And what we said, Instagram, internet, promotion, like promotion marketing, after creativity, of course, quality, of course, that's really very, very important. Not too much, but less is better. and also philosophy and strategy for to sell. That's the most important. And right now, because we have a little more time, not to July but to September, because I think that with young designers we will come back on the market from September. That's really time for to prepare everything and to be really ready to join the market. That it's really very hard and very difficult because it's too much design, a lot of designers, it's a lot of big designers, and we need just to find our place on this all over the market.
Okay, so Christina, maybe you have something to add to what Bozena just said.
Yes, just maybe just we have to really they have to go to the people, to the individuality, but actually I agree with all of you. It is we have to it should be changes. It should be changes. It should be just less is better. With this I agree. And identity of each designer. So like it was before, when you see the dress, you see, this is from Dior, this is from Chanel, this is from, now there's such a mix of styles. You cannot stop these designers from this, but I would prefer that still it's identity.
Okay. All right, so maybe some of you have something to add, maybe Olga, on how designers can sell their product on which marketplace, because do you think online stores will be taking over physical stores in the future, or physical store will still have a role to play?
It's a very tricky question, but of course, if you sell online, you have a lot of consumers, yes, customers. So it's much better for the business to have an online market than just a little shop on the street with a lot of people. Of course, it's better to make both and to promote also your store as a brand. To make it branded. I don't mean that to put a name at the entrance, but to have to attract people with something that they will come and feel that it corresponds with their personality. That's why they want to come to this store. So to attract like this too. And yes, to use big platforms for shopping, because unfortunately we are too lazy to search, to browse the net to find something new. We go to the big platform and there we try to find what catches our eye. Yeah, so.
Okay, and you, Bozena, do you think there is still a relevancy to have like physical store, or maybe to conclude a combination between like digital and physical would be the perfect match for how the fashion industry will look like?
I think that combination is the better, because when I see myself, I buy a lot of things by internet. That's true. Sometimes if I want something to buy, for example, especially from younger designers from Ukraine, Russia, China, I buy by internet. But also, to be honest, very often, special for shoes, I like to try. It's very good example. Yesterday, I went to the shop and I wanted to try shoes, but unfortunately right now with this whole situation, they don't give possibility to try. You can see, but not to try really. And to be honest, I didn't buy because I decided, okay, if I don't try, I don't know if they are comfortable or not. I cannot to make this risk. With some things, we can really develop so much e-commerce, clothes, I think, cosmetics also, and such. We can really buy by internet, because I think it's like easy, and we don't spend too much time to go to the old shops and to find these old products. But for some products, I think generally combination is very, very important, like shoes, like
bags.
Bags also. I'm not sure. Yes, I'm not sure. Yes, exactly. So this combination, I think, is the best. Of course, some products we can push much more, some less, but combination, it will still very, very important for all customers from all over the world.
Okay, and what would be your word also to, because sometimes it's really difficult for young designer or young creative to make their space in this whole choice consumers have. What would be your advice for them to find their differentiation Yeah, Bozena. I will start with you, Bozena, and then.
Okay, for
Yeah.
young designers, what I observed also during the confinement, that they need to concentrate much more for collections that are useful and easy to wear. Because when, of course, during the fashion week, I buy something very strange and something that I don't use after the fashion week because it looks cool, colorful, and you are visible. But generally, in the normal time, what we buy all the time the same things that we can use for every day, everywhere, and we can look comfortable and also chic, elegant, etc. And I think that's really it should be target also for young designers, that not only to sell what is only very, very different, too much different, but also from all another designers, but what is really useful for the people. Because again, I will repeat the same, they need to sell, and to sell they need to to find maximum clients, and to find the maximum clients they need to create product that everybody would like to buy. So it should be something very, very easy to wear and comfortable, and of course elegant, nice, because that's, I think,
Important as well.
Yeah, exactly, of each customer.
Okay, and to conclude, Olga, maybe one thing that young designers or young brands needs to do to make people want to buy them, what would it be?
I think that designers, it's time to show yourself, because we see that the world is very fragile and it can change in 1 second. So it's time to express yourself, to follow your dream, and to listen to your inner critic, but not other people who want to criticize and who want to make you go another way. So just be yourself, believe in yourself, find supportive surroundings who will push your talent to the new level. So I think that's a thing that we should think after this pandemic, that the kindness, the support, and yes, to make something useful, to make something beautiful too, because you see the life is like this. It's a pleasure to see. Yes.
But you can see maskers are really now coming a lot on the market.
Yes,
so
yes.
some useful maskers are useful. So to conclude, maybe Christina, what would be your one advice to young people willing to join us in this industry?
I like the design of Fly Solo. Which is on the one platform, it is a real shop where represented many designers in real time. They can sell it, it is not so expensive like to run your own shop, but when you want really something unique, something individual, and you like, and that you really can go there and get your nice looks, combine your look from different designers just to make jewelry. And usually they are reasonable prices they have, but they're keen on the quality, because they have to sell and people can see it in real, how it looks like. I think they should also unite and don't be scared to this competition that you are represented with another brand. I think
work
it is
together and collaborate maybe, and focus on quality.
yes, and this just quality, it is a matter, it is a key. We have to focus.
All right, but thank you to the three of you for having spent this 1 hour with me. Thank you very much for your insight, and I hope we will have the occasion to meet soon in September. For the Fashion Week, exactly.
Yes.
So thank you very much, Olga, Bozena, and Christina, for your time.
Thank you for inviting us.
And take care of you, and we keep in touch.
Yes,
exactly.
Thank you
So much.
See you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye, Bozena.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.